and processed foods are killing 4,300 people a day in the United States. So during the holidays, we're basically ramping up the suicide rates.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers. It's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Inspired Conversation. We're bringing back our dear friend Tim James, the founder of Chemical Free Body, for the health tip, not just for this week, but for the entire holiday season. So, Tim James, brother, thank you so much for joining us again today.
John, I'm so glad to be back. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody's settling in and not getting all stressed out, keeping that nervous system calm and just going with the flow. It's all
You
going to
know,
happen with or without you, so it might as well happen with you. Go with it.
I couldn't agree more, Tim. And one of the big subjects for the entire holiday season is that usually people get together with family members. There's a lot of cooking, there's a lot of eating, there's a lot of drinking, and they switch over from maybe intermittent fasting to intermittent feasting, right?
Mhm.
And even though the brain tells them this is not good for us, the entire social structure pressures them a lot. So oftentimes we sort of lose track during the holidays, and then we feel like crap, and then we overeat, and some people overdrink. And you have strategies in place for that, and you've been using them for many years successfully. So what do you think people can do during this holiday season to stay vibrant, to stay healthier, and to not fall into the same traps, or to even lose weight while they're eating what they love?
Well, I think the first thing that is it's always education, right? It's like somebody's listening and like, "Well, yeah, I kind of lose control." Like I've been there.
Shit,
Like
me too.
I think I told everybody here last time like after I switched my diet and did all this stuff and started my healing journey, then Thanksgiving came and the pumpkin
And
pies.
mama's pumpkin pie, right?
2.5 pumpkin pies later, and I had acid dose. I wasn't feeling good, but I just eat another, eat another. So I'd like to take it back just a step and let's look at things deeper. You have to understand that like for me as an example, like many of you probably you have fond memories, hopefully, of your childhood and those smells. So you could smell the pies and the turkey and the stuffing and all this stuff. And it might have been the one time where your family was getting together because we used to sit down at the dinner table every night. But as things have changed, now it's a little less and less and less this. People are eating on the go, families are disconnected, there's broken families, people are getting divorce rates, and all this weird stuff is going on. And then you go back to like baking with your grandma, and it's like you have these fond memories. I literally had a gal that I completely healed myself. I was in a Rotary group, and she was like, "Yeah, she just volunteers. She's like, I can't do what you're doing." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I can't eat just raw foods and living foods." She's like, I have to cook and make and bake and do this stuff because otherwise I don't think my kids are gonna come over and see me. Like,
Fair enough.
literally,
Fair
because
enough. They
they'd
probably
grown up, so
won't.
she was using the food to drag her kids back over to see him. So there's these emotional ties to grandma and mom and the smells and the holidays. We get kinda wrapped up in them, and there's nothing wrong with feeling those good feelings. Um, the downside is that those those foods are mostly made out of processed stuff, and processed foods are killing 4,300 people a day in the United States. So during the holidays, we're basically ramping up the suicide rates through food. Is
That's
what
that's
is
incredible.
That's the reality of what's happening. Now, there's no bad intentions here on mom's part and grandma's part and grandpa's part. And I'm a chef now. I mean, I make food and stuff like that. And it's not like you eat something bad holidays, okay, birthdays, parties and stuff like that, weddings, okay, once in a while. But there are a lot of things you can do to literally physically change yourself on a cellular level and change your gastrointestinal tract so you just don't want to eat as much. I mean, that's the bottom line is getting the nutrients the cells need to carry out the activities of daily living that they need, and they will literally shut off the hunger signals. And I don't care who you are, if you do it right, and it's real simple, you just can't eat as much, but you'll still get to enjoy, grandma's bread pudding or whatever it was, or piece of turkey, but you're not going to go back for thirds or fourths because you just won't want it. And it's a weird deal, but that's how it works.
Tim, can I jump the gun here? Tell you about my in-laws, so Christine's parents are here. They're going to be with us through the holidays, and so the entire routine changes a little bit. We sit around the breakfast table a little longer and whatnot. And Christine, on the first morning after they arrived, immediately we just received our chemical free body package, our supplies. So she started this new ritual where half an hour, 45 minutes before breakfast, as we start preparing, she puts the green juices on the table. We get the greens, everybody drinks it, and Christine's dad, he likes to eat quite a bit for breakfast. And so I've just been observing him. Two things. He eats slower. That's what I've been observing. Like, just not as rushed because the hunger is not there in that intensity, and he eats less, right? And it was just so incredible to observe how that kicked in almost immediately. Like first, second day, it just started kicking in. And so we have those two green juices, and that seems to really change the dynamic already. So we're already preparing for the holidays with this ritual.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let me just explain again for those of you that have not taken or not on green 85 juice formula yet, it's it's designed to replace the 85% of nutrients missing in the soil and be as close to a fresh pressed juice that you can get, not just nutrients, but one of the most important nutrients that people are not talking about, which is frequency. Okay. These are literally, in my opinion, these are bags of frequency food, frequency medicine, as Hippocrates would say. Food is medicine, right?
That's
So
why
the
we love
life
them so
force,
much.
the life force is available in these because of the processing and making sure that the herbs and the roots and the berries and all the stuff is sun dried or air dried under 110 degrees. This is critical. It's so critical because that's a nutrient component that a lot of people aren't even thinking about, right? But it's more and more nowadays, especially this tribe. I mean, you guys are all about frequency, and that's all we
Yes.
are. So you guys get it. You understand this? Like this thing is a bag of frequency medicine, basically. So what ends up happening? It's not magic. We're simply replacing what's missing. That's it. And there's three things, and I'll talk about it over and over and over again. The reason why we have all of our problems, and if you want to heal, the three things I think people should focus on. And number one is stress and learning how to respond differently to your stress and get the benefits out of whatever's going on in your life to propel you forward into you carrying out your theme of life and whatever that is. Number two is toxins, toxins, toxins. And this could come from heavy metals. It could come from, plastics, microplastics, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, all this stuff, electromagnetic frequencies, EMFs, anything that's toxic in your environment that would cause harm. We want to avoid that stuff, get it out of the body. And the third component is flooding the body with proper nutrition from many different sources. Many, many different sources. We have 22 different sources of foods in Green 85 that have been extracted. So you become kind of a little mini indigenous person when you take a scoop and throw it in your deal because you're gathering 22 different food sources with multifaceted layers of phytochemicals and these phytonutrients, same word, same thing, phytonutrients, phytochemicals, that have the ability to prevent and reverse disease. But what they also do is they trigger your body to not want to eat any more food
Because
because
you have what you need.
the
Because you have
cells
what you need.
yeah, the cells are like, I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, you could be I don't know, probably a bad analogy, but if you're a pizza driver, I mean, you can only fit so many pizzas in the car.
That's true.
Yeah, that's it. And once the car's full of pizzas, and it's like you can't put any more. You can put some on top, I guess, tie them down, or whatever you do your best. But it's full. When your cells have what they need, they don't need any more, and they're gonna be like, "We're done, good. You go about your day, do whatever you need. We got what we need. We'll tell you later when we need some more." And then it'll give you a signal to then go gather food and eat more food. And so this is how it works. So what happens is that when people drink the greens, they're literally just replacing what's missing. The cells get what they need. They shut off the hunger signals. Your grocery bill is literally going to drop in half. And when it comes to these holiday foods, they're still going to smell good. They're still going to taste good. You just won't be able to eat as much as you normally do. You won't kill yourself as bad and be over there with a gut ache and going, "Oh, why did I do it? Why did I do it?" You just kind of, and it's going to be a weird thing. It's going to be weird because you spent a lot of years probably overeating like I did and just getting caught up, and then also the emotional stuff with stress and relationships and all this stuff going on. A lot of times, stress eaters, people just eat a whole lot. So it's going to reduce your stress. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter, and you're just not going to want to eat as much. And then you don't have to. And then here's the thing: if you still do eat a little bit more, which is still possible, but probably not as much at all. But if you do eat more, or you don't get the green 85 juice formula and you eat more, do not beat yourself up over it. Even if you feel like crap because you ate too much and your gut hurts, do not beat yourself up over it. You're literally creating more negative chemistry in the body, and you're processing that food in a not efficient way. If you say, you know what, so funny, I love my mom and my grandma so much, boy, did I overeat again, with a big smile on your face, and say, you know what, body, I love you so much. Can you please just take care of this big amount of stuff I threw down inside of you? Process it, grab the nutrients that you need. Let's get rid of the rest. And I'm going to try to do better tomorrow night at the dinner table over at the in-laws. Right.
Dude, that's exactly what I do when that happens. But I will say this, it's a such small amount of discipline that is required. And a rule of thumb for us is really an hour before we eat, half an hour if we can make that happen, but half an hour before we eat a green juice, right? And 2 meals a day are a lot for us. We don't usually do two full meals a day, but if we do, that changes, like sometimes I'll prepare the food that I think we need and start preparing, and then while I'm cooking, I'll have the green juice, and then once it's all done, I go, yeah, we're eating leftovers tomorrow. This we'll never eat that. So this is just one small thing that people can do. Um, you put together this beautiful bundle with us, the Inspired Optimal Health Bundle. So, what would you say are for the holidays? What are the key things that people could do to help themselves out of that bundle?
Well, number one would be gut detox, especially if you're wanting to maybe lose a little weight during the holidays and really blow your mind, or at least keep the weight steady so you don't gain, which is maybe something you've never done. Gut detox is going to go in and remove usually about 6 to 12 pounds of impacted fecal material that's just sitting in there. So if you can get that stuff out, now you're going to absorb more nutrients from the food you eat and from these green juices you're going to be consuming, and you're going to get even better absorption, right? So plus you're going to lose that dead weight, and it literally is dead weight. So you do that, and then take the gut detox, follow the instructions, because you take 3 in the morning and night for the first 15 days, do the initial cleanse, then it's just 3 a day for maintenance. You would also take probiotics, and our probiotics are spore-based probiotics. They don't die in the stomach acid. They're very powerful, and they also come with prebiotics. And by the way, our gut detox also comes with prebiotics. In fact, all of our capsules come with prebiotics, because we know people are not getting enough of them, of raw food that hasn't been heated and cooked. And then I would also say take the nano silver, that triple action nano silver solution, because if you have those stresses and you're eating this other foods that aren't as good for you, that is going to create more dysbiosis, and those gram negative are going to keep continuing to take over the space in the intestinal tract, so that silver will knock them back the whole time. The probiotics will keep helping to recolonize. The greens will then flood with the nutrition, and then the gut detox will keep it clean. Keep it clean, keep the accumulation going, so it doesn't accumulating. So, and those are all actually in the bundle. The only thing that's not in that I just mentioned was the turmeric 100, and that's a major anti-inflammatory on a cellular level. So more nutrients can get into the cell, and more waste matter can get out. So that'll also help shut off hunger cravings, because now when the inflammation's down around the cell, more nutrients get in, easier for the cell to say, we're full, we don't need anything. So it's a pretty powerful bundle for the holidays.
You know what's also powerful, Tim? Most people sort of go, "Hey, it's December. Now's the holidays. I'm not going to change things around now. I'm going to start till the first of the year." And then, that's sort of the procrastination thing. I love it when you get a jump start and sort of, not build up all that pressure.
Yeah.
Why not start during the holiday this year? Why not start for Christmas? Why not actually? And you'll see the beautiful thing is with what Tim lays out, it's not a rigid thing. It's sort of a fluent thing. You just go with it as you take these things and as you drink the greens, your body starts to feel different. Your cravings start to get different. And all of a sudden, you're not having to use that much willpower. It's just sort of the normal thing that starts to happen. And what if, like Tim said, you could maintain, lose weight, feel better, still have good meals during the holidays, have wonderful conversations, and for the first time look back and go, I didn't feel like a pig half of the time because I ate so much. I actually felt really great, and I
Yeah.
could enjoy it more, and I even look slimmer in the photos. I mean, those are all win-wins.
Yeah, when we bring on new coaching students, especially in one-on-one private situations, they're like, "Well, what should I do with my diet?" And I'm like, "Nothing. Like, we're not even gonna mess with that right now. Unless you have stage 4 cancer and your back's against the wall and you have a gun to your head, then it's like, okay, we're gonna go all in and we're gonna do all that." And those people have the propensity and the energy to do everything because they're like, now their job is living. So they usually don't work their job, they take time off and they just focus on living. So they have all day to do this. But for those that have jobs and kids and husbands and wives and all this stuff going on, best thing to do is like, we got to get your foundation in place first. Okay. We want to make sure you're drinking lots of water and you're chewing your food really well of the foods that you are eating. That just chewing your food a lot, game changer. You're going to eat less by doing it. You're going to get better absorption of the food, nutrients you are doing. We avoid liquids with meals. We do a little breath work to calm the nervous system down before we eat. That's the foundation. Then we bring the products in, which can literally take less than like 3-4 minutes a day if you're doing it twice a day, and let the products do the work. Let the gut detox go in and clean those intestinal villi, and then let the probiotics start recolonizing. The prebiotics feed them and start growing those good bacteria, the immune system in your gut, and then let the greens flood the body with nutrients. Let the turmeric reduce that. Just let them do their job and just go about your life. You'll start getting more energy. You'll start feeling better. You'll start eating less. Your grocery bill is going to drop in half. That's going to save you some money. That just pretty much pays for most of the products you bought. And then you're good to go. And then you'll feel good. And you're like, gosh, I feel better. What else is next? I have more energy now. I want to do something else. And then you can start going to maybe you're going to change the food a little bit, or it's like, maybe I'm going to go for a walk. I mean, this literally happened to me when I started healing up. I stopped running. I was just walking my dogs only because they couldn't walk themselves. And then a couple months into it, I was walking the dogs and I was like, kind of had a little giddy up in my step. I'm like, I'm gonna jog, and I just started jogging. And well, the dog just ran right alongside me, and I'm like, and that's how it happens, right? It's
I
just
love it.
slow and steady. It's a
Tim,
lifestyle.
Tim, I got to say thank you. I've said this before, but I will say it again. For 12, 13 years, Christine and I have been trying to optimize things, find the right supplements and what we needed. And we've been experimenting with some good companies, don't get me wrong, and some that are really good. But your company and what you do is absolutely phenomenal, is excellence. And that's what we're looking for at this stage in our lives, is
Mhm.
excellence on all levels. And so that's what chemical free body to me like exudes. It's just this obsession with excellence. No fillers, no bullshit. It is just the good stuff, and the good stuff at a high frequency level. So I want to say thank you for my family and for our extended family, the tribe, the Inspired Tribe. And please also tell us, where can people go to find those beautiful products and to learn more from you, your podcasts, and everything you share.
Yeah, you guys can just go to chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. Chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. My podcast is there, Tim James Unleashed. Lots of free education and products you can trust. Really good stuff.
I love that. Tim James, founder of Chemical Free Body, Inspired Tribe. Please hop over to chemicalfreebody.com/inspired. Look around, shop around, and enjoy the holidays, my friends. Merry Christmas. I know we'll see you, but Tim, we'll probably see you before the holidays again. But for now, Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourself, brother, and thank you again for taking the time today.
My pleasure. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Inspired Tribe, I know we love you. I mean, we love you. I know we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.